Hey, beloved. Welcome to another episode of your Cosmic Mama podcast. I'm your hostess, Andye Murphy, and we're continuing to explore what ascension means, what it means to be the divine taking form, and really, today, I've been so excited about this episode. I've been away for a year, so I've had plenty of time not only to muse on the possibilities of what I wanted to talk about, but it's become embodied. It's here. It's no longer out there. This is your time of becoming. So do what you do here. Let's step out of the mundane and into the eternal. And as we are getting started today, we're going to open some sacred space because the conversation that I'm excited to share with you, well, you can't get to it through a mental. You can't get to it through your thoughts. So maybe you don't want to drive, or maybe you just want to skip this part and come back later. We're going to go deep, and I don't want this to be challenging to your mind, but I want it to be triggering. I want it to be provocative. I want it to move you into places beyond what you think, beyond what you know exists. I shared in the last episode that one of the asks for my purpose here is to break you out of the matrix, is to remind you what's real. And today we're gonna do that. So let's open some sacred space, shall we? So if it feels comfortable, please close your eyes. We're just going to give an override code to unravel from all of the thoughts, all of the tasks, perhaps even the people. I need nothing here today but you and the divine. Giving permission to feel in your body, to land in a nervous system, to open your heart, to turn on your keys of consciousness, to tickle the codes within you of something greater. And I want you to allow your breath to deepen. And in coming out of the mental, coming out of the mind, maybe you feel it like an elevator, maybe you feel it like you're sinking in to heart, to root, wherever it is inside of you that you feel the safest, the most embodied. And if you'd set an intention now, that it's safe to receive today, knowing that you were called here for some exact purpose, and you say yes to remembering, to piecing together that which doesn't make any sense, to feeling something that excites and opens all the possibilities. Baby, there you go. There you go. There you go. Doesn't that feel better already? Because this conversation, I'm not sure exactly what we'll land on for a title, but what I've been playing with is why nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing makes sense anymore. And we're going to have to talk about this idea of the timeline split, because you're hearing, I'm sure, lots of people talk about it. And when we hear that, it can invoke some fear in us. What does that mean? What happens if? What happens to the people that I love? Well, I want to remind you there's nothing to fear at all. Because in this timeline split, what we're seeing occur, right? We've got people who are living in very much a reality that is dictated by news and politics and what's going on outside of them. And then there's those of us who aren't paying attention to those things, who are living very much in an inner reality. I woke up the other day on very little sleep because that full moon in Libra, wow, beautiful. I woke up after about 4 hours of sleep and I saw outside the sun hitting these beautiful blossoms on my apple tree. I was so excited to go out and be with that apple tree. And as I got out there, I realized I wasn't excited for something in my day. I was excited by something. Oh, I was so excited to be out there. this excitement, right? It's about being in the now. It's not about what's gonna happen. It's about exactly where we are. So in this timeline split, those of us who are living in an inner reality, well, you know, people want to loop us in all kinds of ways to, well, don't you care? Aren't you aware? Sure. And I don't let those things affect me because I know that I'm the one who creates my reality. I also know, as hopefully do you, that what is coming in consciousness cannot be stopped. We're on this evolutionary path that is spoken of by all of the great religions, right? I can drop that in or share it later. 7 great religions are talking about this is the time of our becoming. This is the time of our awakening. Oh, cool. So these thoughts, those who are living within themselves, those who are living in the outer world, well, your thoughts are creating reality. Veda Austin was talking about this recently in her work with the kids in the telepathy tapes. The autists, as they like to call themselves, thoughts are another state of water. They're another state of matter. Thoughts creating reality, well, we've played with that idea for a long time, but now I think it is more pertinent than ever for us to become aware of that. What you're thinking is what you're creating. And most of the time, what you're thinking is not yours. Your thoughts are programmed. I've had this conversation with my daughter quite a bit when she wants to share something with me. And I'm like, is this your revelation or is this something you've seen on TikTok? I really like original thought. I really like the ahas, the revelation, that place where the muse gets to dance with us. I want your thoughts to be your own and to be a byproduct of what you're creating, to be dictated by heart and not by thought alone. Your thoughts can be programmed by media. Oh, I know, thanks. Think about love for a second, right? What we believe love to be is what we have been shown over and over and over and over in movies. I've had lots of great love affairs. They've never been like in the fucking movies. And then there's a disappointment, right? Well, why isn't mine like that? Because that's not fucking real. They told you it was. That's not real. I've been watching a lot recently too with clients. What I'm going to call is thoughts as demons. You've got, the angel and the devil analogy. You've got this thought, this belief even, that wants to make you feel bad a lot. It's one of the reasons I decided to quit smoking weed. I had so much self-doubt. Even when I knew there was no reason for it, it was just kind of like this echo that would come up. Thought distortions. Got irritating to me. I didn't need to keep looking at it. I've healed it, maybe. Healing constant journey. But that didn't match the reality that I was creating, and instead it pulled me into something else. So what I'm calling the thought demons are these habits of thought, these past patterns that are constantly pulling you out of the now and out of the center. Your thoughts are habitual. Your thoughts, I can certainly say, I have a voice of my mother in my head that is very harsh at times. I love my mom. We've done lots of work to heal and evolve in our relationship, but I can hear it at times. It's this scolding and it's this shaming. So I do a lot of self-love talk. My daughter and I were putting something together the other day and she laughed at me. She's like, do you know that you gentle parent yourself? Sure as fuck do. Conscious choice to give myself the love and praise and celebration of the reassurance that everything's okay. I didn't have parents who were doing that. They didn't have parents who were doing that. They didn't have it's okay. We're the ones who get to be the change. And in that way, we get to be aware of the thoughts, the thought demons that are trying to pull us off of center. I had a couple of conversations with clients where I realized they were so committed to their fighting, to their fear, to their suffering, to their pain. They didn't want to evolve it. And in this way of thought demons, what I experienced in both of those cases was almost an obsessive energy in me that I needed to go into it, needed to be pulled into the drama, needed to respond. I knew that that was a habitual or something coming from outside, and I stayed very still. wasn't going to be helpful for me to engage in that level of drama, trauma, gossip even. No, I'm not going to let my thoughts, my energy be used in that way. So they're ensnaring us into an old paradigm, and you can feel it when there's something in you that's almost itchy. It's not yours. You're allowed to just tell it to fuck off, or take a deep breath, or meditate, or go for a walk, or take a bath. You get to choose. The thoughts aren't real, my love. The thoughts aren't real until you make it matter, right? Until you give it your matter, until you give it the golden currency of your attention and you tell it that it's real, and then it begins to take on matter in a different way. So you can't trust anymore what's real. And that's pretty frustrating. As we are in so many paradigms of what's happening in our world, I can find all kinds of sources that are telling me, oh, it's looking like this. This is what's happening. I can also talk to other people who have got a very different paradigm that are being fed by sources and reaffirmed over and over. You don't know. And even the people that you're listening to, how do you know that what they're telling you is real and true? You don't. Don't let that scare you. Let that settle you into a nervous system to remind you that you're master of this domain, baby. This is yours. You get to choose where that currency of your attention is going to go. So the awakening that's occurring cannot be stopped. So when I hear of things that I may not ethically agree with that are going on in the world, okay. Can't be stopped. This evolution that is designed and planned and is right on fucking track. Being aware and choosing, it's a pretty good power of choice, isn't it? Are you participating in an apocalyptic reality with your fears, with your news, with your thoughts? Or are you anchoring heaven on earth by being in this body and staying right here? And I'll say for me, like, news, right? I would just scroll it a little bit, even X. I would scroll it a little bit, and I watched how much anxiety I had in response to that. A lot. Insane, ridiculous. So I let that go. Those things may affect me, and if they do, my intuition will also guide me in how to navigate it. If those things need to happen to me directly, I can see that as a life lesson, not as something that I need to stop. And I know this might be triggering for you. It's okay. It's okay. Let it trigger. And if you need to go, you can go. If you want to keep playing and why nothing makes fucking sense, you're invited to evolve. Constantly. Every thought, every newsreel, even social media, right? God, think of how that's changed our brains. You can't trust anything out there. So instead, you get to be right here and trust and sink in and love and find the ways of knowing an intuition and being guided by it, because your intuition always is guiding you toward purpose and toward love. Always. If you have an intuition that's guiding you outside of that, that's not an intuition. That's a fucking thought. The thoughts will have anxiety in them. The thoughts will have like a should. The intuition will relax you. We'll bring you back to center. So let's talk about this end of time, the death of the era of Thoth, as I will call it. Went through a pretty big breakup with a guy named Thoth. Maybe you've heard of him. And Thoth and Sheshat in the ancient pre-dynastic. So this is before Egyptian history is even written. This is going to be what comes before the age of the pharaohs. Pre-dynastic. What comes down through Atlantis. Thoth and Sheshat create the Akashic records. Sheshat being the mother goddess of space, of the mystery. Thoth comes in and divides space into time so that us humans have coordinates through which to move. Time is just a coordinate of space. Chew on that for a little bit. So he divided space into time. And in his division, right, he created lots of systems and structures. Thought. Thoth. Right there. Thought. Thoth is the mental. Thoth is the mental. He rules the mental realm. He rules the sciences. He rules the systems. Even if you think about, the caduceus, right? That's the symbol of Thoth. It's medical. So it's his imprint, his dictation that is in all of our systems. And it keeps us trapped in a loop of time. There's no escape from that. There's no way out of that. Thoth. So when we go into what does it mean, when we keep getting these upgrades at a soul level, at a cellular level, at an insight level, and when we go back into the realm of meaning, of thought, it's lost its fucking value. Nothing means anything. Nothing makes any sense. And instead, how's it feel? It's the invitation over and over into the within, into the feminine, over and over. So your thoughts can't be trusted. And any time that you get great insight, great spiritual awakening, and then try to put it into a paradigm of sense-making or logic, you've lost it. It's okay. Habitual. You'll catch yourself in the habits. It's the habit over and over that we keep going into. So we can see in this system of Thoth, in Thoth's reality, all of the structures are dissolving. And awful things are fucking being revealed, right? Again, my paradigm, I can see, look what's being revealed. Cool. Other paradigm, look what they're doing. Cool. Whatever. We're allowed to have our excitement, and I know the reality that I'm creating. So in this idea of his story versus my story, the history versus the mystery, the history just keeps repeating. It's on a loop. There's no way out. We tell stories of these great men and great leaders, and in that way of history, you can't fucking trust that either. They're books. Books are written by the victors. The history is written by those who won. We don't know. And I love, oh God, can you just feel into that, like the relief of, I don't know. I don't know. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to make sense of everything. It doesn't make you bypassy. It doesn't make you unaware. It doesn't make you unintelligent. We live in such a fucking mental world where the letters after your name and what your education is seem to have the highest value. That has no value anymore. None. How do you show up in this presence? In the power of your radiance? Much higher value to me. So the history, and I want to do a little caveat on this, right? Your traumas are also the history that is trapped in your body. The habit of form and behaviors and actions in your body. Those must be evolved. I'm not saying that they're not real, but they are habit. They are history. Your invitation into the mystery, into the my story, into your experience, into your lived reality of things. So your invitation is into the era of space. We can go very galactic with that. We can go very cosmic. It's kind of sexy. And again, I don't know what it means. How could you? It's meant to be experienced. I know I have to be careful with my language. I'm like, meant. God, we just get back to meaning. I like to play with etymology because it helps me unravel from some of the thoughts and some of the habits of language even. Language created by fucking Thoth. Sacred geometry created by fucking Thoth. I've had to work with this beautiful flower of life quite a bit. Once I got to Egypt and realized it was older than Thoth, I was like, oh, we're okay. But even in that sacred geometry, right, it's a trap. There's not a way out of it. It's going to reaffirm something in his version of history, in his story of what reality is. That's not the ask anymore. Reality is trying to get bigger than the systems and structures that have been in place. So when I went to Egypt, I was very clear. that I was going to experience Egypt beyond Thoth. I found that motherfucker everywhere. Everywhere, don't you see him? Where's Sheshat? My desire was to perceive the unseen, to go beyond the stories, and to play and engage in something else. It was certainly there, but it wasn't as easy as I hoped. And in that way, it's a mystery that keeps unfolding. Hey, sacred travel opportunities. I've got 2 Egypt trips planned for us in 2026. When we go back and participate in the mystery. Well, the mystery wants to reveal itself to us because the time, right? This is the time that's encoded for everything to change. Cool, we're in it. So let's talk about Sheshat, shall we? Sheshat is an invitation to the mystery. Sheshat came to me in 2008, and our work, I think, just resumed from many, many past lives. She is the mother of ascension. She is the keeper of sacred measurement. Her name translates as the mystery. She is space. Even if you look at her crown, she's got a 7-pointed star crown. She's got the fucking keys. There's a place in Egypt where, she literally has the keys. So for one who is devoted to Sheshat, one who is of that lineage of the mystery. Oh, shit. There were things in Egypt that I knew that my guide didn't know. There were things that I was able to connect the dots on that wasn't being said at all. And so in this way, the mystery reveals itself to us for those of us who have a heart for the mystery. Really fun. Sheshat is space. She's the one who is able to step us outside of this realm, back into the cosmic. For the Egyptians, it'll be Sirius. Sirius is going to be their planet of origin. Cool. But it won't ever make sense. And even when we try to explain it, it loses all meaning because it's meant to be vibrational. It's meant to be a frequency that turns on inside of you. So let's talk about space, shall we? Oh, God. Okay. Space is not outside of you. Space is kind of everything. But if we talk about this idea of galactic and cosmic, well, baby, you are all stardust. You are made of the same matter as everything outside of you. This, I don't like it to be alien anymore. I don't like it to be foreign. I want it to be known to me first. And in my knowing of it, in my acceptance of it, in my love of it, in my embodiment of it, then it becomes. Sheshat one time said to me, through her witness, it becomes. Through that place of observation, it doesn't even require action. It's very feminine. It's very of the mystery in that way. The building blocks of you are cosmic matter. Always have been. To remember what that is, to come into relationship with it. That's the ask. So what dropped in last week that I'm really excited to play with is this upgrade from the element of air, right? We can look at air being Mercury, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the element of air, even astrologically. And what I heard last week is the real upgrade. It's no longer air, it's space. It's cosmic. So if you have one of those strong air sign placements, would you maybe just invite into your body, invite into your thoughts, invite into the possibility that it's actually a cosmic placement? It's going to show you how to be in relationship with space. The space all around us that is invisible. It's the unseen matter. Space, air. We can't see air, but we're constantly bringing it into this body. We're participating with air. with space, with the unseen, in this way that other cultures, times, teachers would call air. We equate it to being very mental. Baby, that's the trap. What if all of your air is the way that you engage with space? And I'll have another podcast that I'll do on the teachings around how we engage with space, right? Sometimes we hold space. Sometimes we take up space. None of that is really true at all. It's linguistics that are put on it to confuse us. We'll get to that another time. Your relationship with the cosmic, your relationship with the air. This is how you know space. So breathwork could be really helpful. I'm not qualified enough to guide you in that, but lots of other great people are. In this evolving relationship with space, with no meaning, with the end of thought and thoth, I want to talk about binary code. I could geek the fuck out on this, but if you want to go into like quantum computing, oh, goodness me, right? Quantum computing, it's going to be this binary code, these zeros and ones that are working ad nauseum to bring us into multiverses. Great. Also, this brain does not hold that. I get titillated by the keys of that. I like musing on it, but I don't know. But what I do know, Northern Exposure. Maybe you were way too young to remember Northern Exposure, but I went on a binge last summer watching Northern Exposure. It was really sweet. It was endearing. It was a different era and a different time, but there's one character named Ed who is a shaman apprentice. And in one episode, he talks about the nature of reality as told by the ancients. Northern Exposure, right? I don't need it to be real, but I'm going to tell you it turned on a key in me that I've been playing with. Binary code, ones and zeros. According to Ed in Northern Exposure, according to the ancients, according to Ed, reality is one and the void is zero. And as I've sat with this, the masculine is the one. It's the penis. It's the penetrating. It's the thing that kind of stops time. The zero. Oh, it's the cosmic egg. It's the void. It's everything that hasn't been created. It's all realm of possibility. The ones and the zeros. And the combination of ones and zeros is what creates reality. So you could see that zero also as the cosmic egg. What's possible? Binary code. Time. Space. What is this fabric of reality made up of? Egyptian teachings, well, it's the Akasha. Akasha has to be purified, right? This is how we get to the Akashic records. So the one in this way, in the binary code, is what is. The zero, what's possible, beyond what has been. So if quantum computing is beginning to play with some of these things, cool. I can't possibly conceive it. Can't possibly understand it, right? Understanding was a word that I started working with instead. I don't want to understand. It puts me underneath what they're saying and what the structures are. I want to understand. I want to bring my own self to it. So binary code is telling reality what it is. Binary code may even be the fabric of reality. I don't know. Different conversation, different day. We are increasingly moving into a new relationship with space. We're being invited in that idea of ascension. The earth evolves and we become cosmic beings again. We're invited back into the galactic, the universal. Oh, cool. Hard to grasp. Easier to feel. Maybe we even need plant medicines at times to help. It's cool. Go geek out the fuck in there. But I want to share some suggestions on how to be in a new relationship with space. Breath. Bringing that space into your body. First way. Involving that idea of air and mental. Knowing what is inside of you. And not paying so much attention to what's outside of you. How does it feel in your body? Does it inspire you, right? Even inspiration, language around air. Does it excite your cells? Does it make you curious? Curiosity opens things, right? The knowing closes things. The gnosis anchors things. Paying attention to what is within, to your lived experience in the now. It's the only place you have power. The only place you have any power is in the now. And in that now, you get to choose each second what excites and titillates, what makes you curious, what opens you, right? Out of the one and into the zero. Where do we want to play? How am I designed to be? You're designed to be curious. You're designed in great love. You're designed with great purpose. Thanks. Let's talk about that for a second. Your choice in paying attention to you and choosing the now. It is the most compassionate. It doesn't separate you from everybody else in the world. No, it makes you effective in the world. Makes you radiant so that others are affected by your love, by your calm, by your stability, by your joy. It doesn't isolate you. It doesn't take you out of, but it allows you to be creator of your world instead of victim of this fucking atrocious reality that's being told to us over and over and over. Over it. Done. Tired of it. So the currency of your awareness. You are a megalithic force, my love. Your power, your superpower to create that you have not even tapped into. It's talked about by all of the ancients. It's taught in the mystery schools. But in our reality, right, what are our paradigms? You're a sinner. You've done something wrong. If you don't have the right education, you're stupid, you're worthless. There's a lot of that goes on in our world. So when we can step back into these spiritual practices, whether it's through yoga or kundalini or breath work or meditation, you remember how special you are. Not special because you're different than anybody else, but special because you're one of them who's saying, fuck yeah, to creating instead of consuming. This is where things get very exciting. So your awareness is the most valued. Where are you putting that awareness? What are you letting these powers of your creation participate in? We covered this in Golden Jubilee. We did that end of 2024. Golden Jubilee, this beautiful download that came in. But in one of those classes that's available to you online, the currency of your awareness, the value of your awareness, to come back into alignment with that, to know the value of where and what you pay attention to. Ha, ha, ha. Fuck yeah. I got ways out for you. Don't worry. We want to play with this idea of being in a new relationship with space, of allowing space. I had a client last week where this was really important. She kept filling the space. She has great ideas. I'm so excited about the project she's bringing into the world, but she wasn't allowing any space for others and the dharma of others and the goodwill of others and the investments of others to support her. She kept taking up all the space. So we have to allow space, which is a very feminine thing. How do we allow space? Well, you fucking shut up sometimes. Not everyone wants to hear your thoughts, especially if they're not original thoughts. Certainly no one is asking to be rescued by you. They don't want that. They want to feel better. They don't know how because they aren't willing to go and do the inner work. It's okay. Bless. Bless. We listen. We do void meditations. We step out of this reality consciously. If you are blessed with a womb, you menstruate. You give conscious death every month. This is how we make space. It's not about holding it. It's not about creating it. Space is that pause. It doesn't need to be filled by you. It doesn't need to be dictated. And you'll find when you practice this well, there's lots of anxiety initially that comes in. I need to say something. I need to do something. No, you don't. No. Evolve your relationship with space so that it can reveal itself to you instead of you telling it what it is and what you're supposed to do, because all of that's a fucking program. Another way to change your relationship with space is to become very aware of your language. Be mindful, right? We go right back into a mind. I think we're right back in a mind. I feel has more value. I believe maybe even has more value, because then it is rising from you. It's not being understood by you. It's not a program that is suppressing you. And language is a bitch. I really have an etymology app that I just like to geek out on. And it's one of the reasons that I changed my language from who do I serve? Well, service, if you get to its root, is slavery. I'm not a fucking slave. So I had to evolve it for myself to who am I in devotion? Hey, that's you. I wouldn't fucking be here if it wasn't. You probably wouldn't either, because you wouldn't resonate with me at all, and that's cool. To whom am I in devotion? Not who do I serve? I was at a party recently, and the staff there was fucking amazing, and there was one guy that I really connected with. And I asked him where the garbage was. And he's like, I'll take it. And I'm like, fuck no, you won't take my garbage. Tell me where the goddamn garbage is. But it's a service industry. And so as I played with him throughout the night, I said to him at one point, and I'm like, you're not here to be in service. You're not here to be of service. You're here to be joy. That meant a lot to him. Went there again, right? It felt a lot to him. It shifted it out of his paradigm. So when we can feel something, the paradigm of what we think begins to crack a little bit. At the end of the night, he called me baby girl. And he told his boss that he couldn't do something because he was protecting baby girl. I'm like, who the fuck are you calling baby girl? It was very sweet. But in that moment of authenticity, of expansion, it felt so much to him that he then felt so much for me and sought to protect. I didn't need protection. He was trying to take down a tent. It's cool to do whatever the fuck you need to do. It was really sweet though. So the final invitation that I have for you today is not only to go beyond your thoughts, but to go beyond the shallow. I fucking suffocate in shallow waters. I drown in shallow waters. That's why I don't do mini parties. I need depth. I need something that feels, not something that means. I seek intimacy in every encounter. I want to see the soul. I want to engage with something that is truer and realer. So we sometimes feel weird when we begin behaving this way. Like it's not wanted. I'll tell you that's some bullshit. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants deeper meaning. Everybody wants to step beyond meaning and to feel connected to one another. So notice how you engage when things get shallow. I've watched myself behave that way, right? I get a little cunty. It's okay. Don't ask me about the weather. Bless my mom. She asked me last week, well, you must know what's going on with the Nuggets. And I'm like, oh yeah, totally aware, Mom. And she's like, are you being facetious? Yeah, I have no fucking clue what's going on with the Nuggets. Why would I? Don't bring that into my consciousness. I don't have time to engage with those things. I'm glad it brings you joy. I'm so glad it brings you. Hope they're doing great. Hope it brings you joy. I want intimacy. I want something that feels. I want something that pierces beyond the surface. So notice what happens when you meet people there. It'll change everything. This felt really good. Thanks for being here with me today. Thanks for showing up for the Cosmic Mama in the ways that you do and have. We have more episodes coming because this lady can't stop. Because, well, this is our time. And it's beyond time. This is our space. How about that? This is our space. And you're the superpower of this space, my love. I'll include here for you a few resources as well. I'll link you to the Veda Austin, Pam Gregory conversation, where we're talking about how the world is changing and how our autists are recognizing it. Telepathy tapes, fucking fabulous for you to check out if you want to. If you want to find that Northern Exposure episode, I think it's season 6, episode 10. If I'm wrong, I will put it in the notes. And I want to invite you into the Egyptian mysteries. I taught for 4 years the Egyptian mysteries. After sitting with it in my own body for 10 years, 15 years, I had to become it before I was able to share it. It needed to be gnosis, not from memory and being shared through perception. It had to be felt. So I've got 4 mystery schools, ranging from 1 class up into a 3-month mystery school, 2 3-month mystery schools actually. So if you want to, if you're craving, if you're feeling the call and invitation into the ancient Egyptian, to the pre-dynastic, into the oldest of the old, baby, I'm blessed to be a lineage holder of that and be able to share that with you when you're ready. And the currency of your awareness, I said I would have that for you as well. So you can find both things over at andymurphy.com. You can find me online anytime on Instagram at Andye_Murphy. Baby, there's so much coming. There's so much brewing. So I wish you the sweetness of your space to unravel from what was and to become what is. See you next time, love bug.